This is session number 33 of the Silver Track Extra.
Thanks for tuning in to the Silver Track Extra, your source for the best tips, tricks, and how-tos to dominate the security industry, helping you improve your business, win more contracts, and crush your competition. Here are your hosts, Chris Anderson and Johnny Page.
What's up, Silver Track Nation? Johnny Page here, along with Chris Anderson on episode number 33 of the Silver Track Extra, where we're going to be talking about what makes you different, how to create your value proposition. So Chris, just as a background here, your value proposition is a promise of value to be delivered. It's basically what makes your company different. Why should your target audience choose to do business with you over your competitor? And this seems to be an area that the security industry would just gloss over and decide really not to hone in on this. And it's a mistake that we see quite often, Chris.
Well, everybody says they are, right? We've got, if you go to anybody's website, they'll tell you how great they are, and they always overpromise because you got a sales guy that's trying to win a contract too.
Yeah. So let's talk first what a value proposition is. So value proposition, in a very clear statement, explains how your product solves a customer's problem or improves their situation. So it tells your customer or your prospect why you're relevant to them. Second, it will help deliver specific benefits. It talks about what you can really deliver, and it's specific, hopefully in a quantified value. It tells like the direct benefit that you'll have to them, and it shows how you measure it or the result that you'll deliver. Third, it really tells the ideal customer why they should buy from you rather than your competition. So Chris, let's talk about probably the most common value proposition we hear in the security industry. It goes a little something like this. We at XYZ Security, so we'll say, as XYZ Security, our value proposition would be, XYZ Security is the industry-leading security solution. We offer highly trained officers and combine over 5,000 years of security and law enforcement experience. Chris, how many times have we seen this? This is probably plastered right on the front page of 7 out of 10 security companies' websites, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I would say, well, if you've been doing this for 5,000 years, why is it taking you so long to get it together? You know?
yeah. Of course, we threw in the exaggeration.
Oh, we did. No, I've seen that before. I'm sure I have. Right?
Yeah.
I'm sure I have.
It just seems like they all of most security companies lead with, we have highly trained officers, we have a lot of experience, and what. It just is it just falls right into the rest of the noise of the industry.
Yeah, even better. We're so great. We're the cheapest. Right?
Yeah.
Right? We're so great. We're the cheapest.
Yeah. So your value proposition, if you could think about this, and I'll just give you a couple examples of what the basic value propositions out there. Chris, you just mentioned one. Maybe you're the cheapest. I don't know who would want to really lead with that. I don't know if that you really want to make that your differentiation, but it's something different. You could also lead with, we have more choices. So maybe you're saying we offer more services than everyone else. You could do investigations. We do security assessments. We do security guards. We do mobile patrols. Maybe that's your value proposition. We're full service.
John, they say we're the value proposition. We're the cheapest because that's all they got.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah.
Truly. Because what are you going to sell? Because they know the clients aren't going through the proposal. We've been through this. We talk about it all the time. I call them the 1%er, the big companies out there that do a fabulous value proposition proposal or presentation, right? But deliver 1%, right? They just can't cover that. So it has to be the dollar.
Yeah.
Because the clients are so frustrated out there.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, and I guess we should frame this to say that we've talked about we've had a few episodes where we talk about how to do a lunch and learn. We talk about making your company different. What we're trying to give you are some tools so that when you're interacting with your prospects for the first couple of times, you have a way of setting yourself apart from everyone else who's calling that customer asking for that contract.
Yep, John, and John, this is a topic for me, and I'm going to interrupt you on this because this is personal to me because I take these calls all the time from guys going, you know what, Chris? It's really about accountability. That's all they care about. They don't care about technology. They just is a guard there doing his job, and they care about cost, right? Well, they do care about the cost. Nobody wants to spend a lot of money for nothing, right? But somebody will spend some money if it creates value and it reduces risk and it reduces liability. They will spend the money because there is cost savings in that. And I try to explain that to them. The accountability side, yeah, of course it's accountability. It's a concern of theirs. It's not what they want. They're concerned that you're going to show up and do the job, of course, because the industry itself has created a poor, unfortunately, we kind of created a,
Yeah, you created an animal.
Yeah, we really did, so.
Yeah, so you talk,
to me,
because they ask about accountability because that's the bare minimum requirement. Like, so right. you think it's all about accountability, but what they're saying is this is the least I have to ask for. I have to make sure that at least you're going to be here. If I can make sure that you're going to be someone who shows up, then maybe I have a fighting chance to make sure you actually do what I want you to do. But that's not all they care about, right?
Okay, well, how about this? All right, John. So you're sitting at the table, and I'm sitting at the table, the manager, and in the presentation, you say, well, can you tell me why you want to make a change? And she says, well, our last company, they just weren't doing the job. Well, their guards weren't showing up at time. I wasn't getting my reports, right? You've heard that, right? Yeah. You did sales. Uh-huh. Wasn't that the start of every part of the presentation? Isn't that what you heard?
It was a great opportunity.
So I didn't beat that up. What am I going to tell her? Oh, well, you know what? We're not that way because we have tools and we've got accountability. Now I'm getting back into accountability to show her how I can control my animals, right? Yeah. Because the industry is so poor. So what I did is say, listen, I know that everybody's come to the table and everybody's talked to you about an accountability tool and how we're different and how I got a law enforcement background and we train our officers different. Listen, the guards come from the same gene pool. I use that. And she can relate to that. Everybody comes from the same gene pool. Some guards go to this company, they come back, they all, right? So the same body is going to come here and work here. Now, we have taken different steps to train them different, to give them a little different philosophy, a little different mission, pay them a little bit more so we can keep them, encourage them, show them how they can progress with their company, become managers, so we can keep them long term. But on top of that, we put technology in place to help them do their job better, to make it easier on things that they struggle with personally. Maybe they're not the most educated person. Maybe they can't write. Maybe, who knows? Language barrier. The idea is that we made it very simple for them to help you do your job, right? With liability issues, risk issues. We know what you want. We know what they need to report. So we've created tools to make it simple for them to report to you, all right? The accountability side is just a scheduling issue. We can get somebody here. If somebody doesn't show up, we're notified immediately, and we'll have a body here, and you'll be the first one to know when that person doesn't show up, right? So when I start talking around those, and I'm telling this for all the listeners out there, be real. Start talking about the advantages, the benefits of what you can do for that client and how you're going to solve the issues that she just opened up with, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. And so obviously you can tell this is an issue that is near and dear to our heart. We are passionate about helping our customers really make this transition and start to communicate, because there are several that have, and the benefits are just incredible, right? So what we're hoping here is to give you some tools to start to gain the language that would help you differentiate your company through a value proposition. So how you are actually presenting or proposing value to the customer. So something that what a value proposition will contain. We can start with a headline. This is basically the end benefit that you're offering in just one short sentence. So you can mention the product or the customer, but your goal here is to grab the attention. So second, you'll move into the subheadline that'll have about a 2 to 3 sentence paragraph, just a little bit more specific explanation that really points back to that headline, really delivering what's that end benefit that you're offering. Maybe include 3 bullet points. So this could be something like, for just a very simple example, you could say like no contracts or no or free shipping. You see little like plugs like that throughout that are kind of like attention grabbers that in a very short sentence, you have things like no setup or no long-term contract, no licensing, stuff like that. You see these little attention grabbers all over. Those are all part of the value proposition that these companies are offering to you. You need to find some of those that you offer to your customers that are hopefully different than highly trained officers and a lot of experience, right? Last, you want to try and find a visual way to communicate this. So in review, you have a headline, a sub-headline with 2 to 3 sentence paragraph, just a little bit more specific explanation, 3 bullet points somewhere around there, and a visual way to communicate this. So let's take, Chris, let's just, to put this into perspective, let's talk about the value proposition that we've developed at SilverTrack, right? So it's a pretty competitive market for us as well. So what we decided to boil down to is the efficiency and accountability that you want, no strings attached. That's our headline. That's what we talk about. We feel like when someone comes to our webpage for the first shot, what do we really believe they're looking for? The efficiency and accountability you want, no strings attached. That's the outcome we're going to deliver. And we're going to do that through no contracts, no upfront payment, and no additional hardware. Very simple. We believe that that's really what differentiates us from all of our competitors. Now, of course, there's a lot more that goes from there, but if we have just a couple of seconds, a real quick glance to communicate what we really do, that's what we've honed in on. And so we have a worksheet available for you. Actually, it's provided by a company called Marketing Experiments. It'll be available in the show notes section of this. And this worksheet will help you work through how to develop your own value proposition, kind of find out what's different about you than your competitors. And hopefully that starts to open some more doors for you and helps you close some more deals.
Yeah, that's a great document, John.
Well, SilverTrack Nation, let's take a quick second and hear from our amazing sponsors over at Paperless Proposal. Chris and I have sincerely enjoyed working with Glenn and Lawrence and all of the guys over at Paperless Proposal. If you haven't had a chance to meet them yet, take a minute and go visit them at paperlessproposal.com/SilverTrack. Let's hear real quickly from our show sponsors, and then we'll give you some details about how you can find out more about creating your value proposition.
Developed for mid to large security companies, Paperless Proposal is the #1 enterprise-level cloud-based proposal creation and management solution. Use it to create, send, track, and manage highly customized proactive or RFP proposals. Differentiate your company and win more business with this powerful proposal generation software that can include office files, video, templates, pricing tools, CRM integration, and e-signature approval. Contact us for a free demo at www.paperlessproposal.com/SilverTrack.
Cool. Well, guys, if you want more information about what we've covered here in today's episode, you can visit us at silvertracksoftware.com/33. You'll see the show notes, the document that I just mentioned here, and we'll help walk you through how to really develop this winning value proposition. You can also email Chris or I, or email us at info@silvertracksoftware.com. We would love to help you really hone in on that. So submit your ideas. Let us know what you're working on. It's a work in progress, but hopefully today has sort of sparked your imagination to start developing that value proposition and really start identifying what makes you different than your competitors. Chris, anything else to add?
No, that's not. You brought up a good point, John. Where can the listeners go on this website? Can you tell them exactly where they need to go? Because the input's valuable, and I think a lot of guys are going to want to hear more about this.
For the website for
the info, general information, sending us questions.
Yeah, we'll include links all in the show notes section. All you need to remember, silvertracksoftware.com/33, just the number 33. Go there. We'll have links to all of the documents and the resources we pulled together for how to create your value proposition. There'll also be the worksheet to work through. You can email us from that page as well. All right, well, I'm Johnny Page.
I'm Chris Anderson.
Until next time, this is a SilverTrack Extra, and we'll talk to you soon.
This has been another episode of the SilverTrack Extra. For more insider information, visit silvertracksoftware.com/extra. Listen on the go by subscribing in iTunes. Want to hear your questions answered on the show? Visit silvertracksoftware.com/questions to submit your requests.